Hello everybody, my name is Sean the Gameragon, and today we are going to be doing a social project. I'll be explaining the legislative, executive, and judicial branch. Why? Because this is social studies. I need good grades. And just so you guys know, also to my social studies teacher watching this, I would just like to notify you why inform you why I'm doing this gameplay is to just entertain my viewers and possibly my classmates watching this video as well. Anyways, off to Sean the Editor God, and he will be speaking everything about this. I'll just be in the background doing this. Hello everybody, my name is Sean the Editor God, and right now I'll be talking about this social studies project. And so we will be talking about the three branches. These branches are the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. Okay? So right now I will be talking about the legislative branch. Sorry, no, not that branch. No, not that branch. This branch. Yeah, this branch. The good branch. Anyways, what does the legislative branch do? Well, the legislative branch has the power to make laws. So, yeah, they are the people who are like, you know what, I'm gonna make a law, and you guys can't stop me. Anyways, how do they make laws? So these laws go through a big process. Like, it's pretty big, actually. Right now, the bill will go through all of these steps, and I will tell you about these steps right now. But first, we must talk about the two houses that create these laws. The first house is the House of Commons. Sure, House of Commons, that one. The House of Commons is where the law is printed and home to the ministers who are elected. And, well, they do things. I'll explain that eventually. Finally, the Senate. Sure, the Galactic Senate from Star Wars. The Senate is home to the senators. Sure, Palpatine from Star Wars is a senator. We will watch your career with great interest. Anyways, the senators are not elected officials. Instead, they are appointed by the prime minister. So the prime minister's like, "Hey, you're my friend. Know what? I want you to become part of the Senate. Haha, you can't stop me, cause I love you, bro." Anyways, anyways, um, now we will now I will teach you guys how the law is made. First up is the first reading. The first reading is, well, as it says, it's the first reading. The ministers, which are the members of parliament, whatever, they're the people who they print out the bill, which is the law before it's a law. I'll call it a bill. They what they do is they print it out and they read the law. They're like, okay, that's it. That's the law. There is no debate or vote. They read it. That's it. Next up is the second reading. Here are the ministers, which are the minister. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys this. They're the members of the House of Commons. Haha. Actually, they do a second reading. Yeah, they read it a second time to go with further analysis, blah, 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 and debate and vote on whether or not the law should go to the next stage, which I'll explain, or get rejected. Yeet. Next is the committee stage. This stage is where the ministers do a detailed study, with the help of witnesses, of course, and others, and debate and or vote whether it should move on, get some changes, or get rejected. Yeet. Now, if it gets rejected, it's gone. The bill's like, haha, you're gone. You can also you can also add changes, which are also known as amendments, which these are important in the next stage. They also can decide it doesn't need any more amendments, and it goes to the report stage. But next is the report stage. This is the stage where the ministers decide whether or not the bill should be changed. If it needs to be changed, they add changes. If it doesn't, they simply do not add changes. Yeah, it's quite simple. And finally, the third reading. This is the final form of the bill. And, well, they either debate or vote on whether or not it should be rejected or move on to the next part. Now, part 2 is the Senate. The Senate is, well, it's a pretty nice place. Now, the bill, it goes there or not, because the Senate can go like, nope, haha, I don't want your bill, and reject it. But, of course, they rarely use this power because they, of course, want to see the bills. Anyways, now the Senate literally does the exact same thing as the House of Commons. Yes, they do the first reading, the second reading. Well, they do not reject the bill. They're not like, I'm going to reject the bill. No, they don't do that. What they do is they decide if they want to study the bill or put the bill straight to the third reading. Now, if they want to study the bill further, they can study the bill, and it either gets accepted and they're like, yeah, it doesn't need any changes, or they're like, you know what, it needs to be changed, and it goes to the report stage, which, of course, you know what the report stage is. I just explained it. Anyways, where was anyways, speaking of third reading, the Senate either decides they change it. It either goes to the House of Commons, if they changed it, of course. If they made any changes to this law, it goes to the House of Commons, back to the House of Commons, of course. Like, yeah. And, of course, or if they made 0 changes, it goes straight over to royal assent, and I'll explain that later. Now, the next part 3, is if the Senate made any changes, it goes straight to the House of Commons, which the House of Commons either debate or vote on whether or not they should keep these amendments. If they reject it, or if they reject all the amendments, the bill goes like, bye-bye. If they want to keep some amendments, it goes to the Senate, right? But if they do not, but if they want to keep, but if they say, yep, this is a perfect bill, I'm gonna make it go through royal assent. More on that later. Now, if they want to keep only a couple changes, the Senate, what they either do is they're like, yeah, I like these changes. They're good. And then it goes to royal assent, or they can reject these changes, and then it goes back to the House of Commons, and the House of Commons has to debate or vote whether or not they should remove more or add some of these new amendments. What is royal assent? Royal assent is literally where the Governor General, no, not the Queen, literally signs this thing. They sign she signs the bill and it becomes a law. Quite simple, right? And yeah. Now for the executive branch. All right. Now, what power does the executive branch have? Why it has the power? Well, it has the power to propose most laws, put laws into action, and finally run the day-to-day government business. So yeah, they are the people who are like, I think it's a good idea that kids should wear helmets on bikes, which is good. And then it goes to the legislative branch, then they do their stuff. Anyways. Alright, now the top of the branch is a sovereign, who is Queen Elizabeth. She's like immortal. I have a plan. You dare oppose me, mortal! Holy crap. Yeah, the Queen of England is really old. Anyways, right now, she's the head of state, but plays no particular role in the government of Canada. Next is the Governor General. This lady, Julie Payette. She represents the Queen in Canada, but instead of being just a symbol, the Queen is just a symbol. The Governor General actually is part of the legislative and executive branch, right? She signs these laws, and bada bing, bada boom. Anyways, then there is the Prime Minister. This guy here, Justin Trudeau. Holy. I'll say what the global news anchor says. He does not do a very good job as Prime Minister, but he looks pretty good in a bathing suit. Yeah, I just said that. Alright, let's use the Prime Minister I like. Yep, Stephen Harper did a better job than Trudeau. I'll be using him. Now, let's talk about how to become a Prime Minister. Well, it's quite simple. First step, you need to be elected the party, like the leader of your party, right? Your party must be like, you know what? You. I like you. We vote you to be the leader of our party. First of all, I don't know how Trudeau became leader of the Liberals. Anyways, next, you need to be elected, and during the big mega super vote, like the federal election, you have to be elected as a member of parliament. If you're not, then you're not prime minister. I I don't even know how Trudeau did this twice. Anyways, then you must have the most seats in your party. In this case, the Liberals has the most seats in this party. And, well, he became the prime minister. Anyways, now let's talk about the cabinet. Yeah, this cabinet. Sure. Now, the cabinet is composed of ministers appointed by the government. These ministers are called cabinet ministers, but we will just call them drawers because they're parts of a cabinet, right? Drawers. Now, the drawers have different jobs. Like, here's an example. The justice minister is in charge of justice and the pow. And like the finance minister is is in charge of the finance, and the agricultural minister is agriculture, so on. You understand. Now the prime minister must make good decisions that are right. Like you wouldn't appoint the defense or like someone from the army to become, well, a finance minister, right? You wouldn't do that. Come on. Anyways, there's also a couple other things like the prime minister's office. These guys help out the prime minister and this other stuff. Yeah. Now let's talk about the judicial branch. Now the judicial branch is the power to interpret and enforce the law. Now, well, yeah, I just said that. Now let's talk about the main courts. Number 1 is the Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court is like the God court. There are 9 judges in the Supreme Court, and they are like gods. Oh, and the Supreme Court is like the endgame of all courts. So, basically, they have the final word in all court decisions. Like, Bobby sues Joe for, punching his car. The provincial, court is like, nah, fam, you don't have to pay him. Then the, federal court is like, nah, fam, you don't have to pay him. Then the Supreme Court is like, we are the gods, and we decide your fate. We say, yeah, dude, it's totally fine. You gotta pay him, dude, or else. Anyways, if you do not know how the courts work, basically, they're all for equality. They want to punch discrimination in the face, and they also punish criminals, like, who do crimes, like murders, like, whatever, Your Honor. Well, no, I don't think it's Your Honor. No, that's America. Whatever. They're like, no, I didn't do that. And then they're like, yeah, you did. We're gonna send you to jail for 5 months. And, well, yeah. Now that marks the end of this project. I worked really hard on this, so it would mean a lot if you guys could subscribe, like down below, and, well, follow my Twitch especially. We are so close to 50 followers. And, I hope you learned something, and I hope made your day slightly better. And, yeah. See you guys later. Bye-bye.